Laughter echoed through the park. It was a perfect day, the kind that seemed to be plucked straight out of a dream. The air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers and freshly cut grass, mingling with the sound of children playing and birds singing. Everywhere you looked there were smiles and joy, a testament to the beauty of the moment. Sunlight dappled by leaves danced on Sarah's face. Her eyes sparkled with a light that seemed to come from within, a reflection of the happiness that filled her heart. She looked at me with a smile that could melt the coldest of hearts, and in that moment, I knew I was the luckiest person alive. The way the sunlight played on her features made her look almost ethereal, like an angel sent just for me. Her hand, warm in mine, sent shivers down my spine. It was a simple gesture, yet it spoke volumes about our connection. Every touch, every glance, every shared moment was a testament to the love we had for each other. Our hands fit together perfectly, like two pieces of a puzzle that had finally found their match. It was in these small, intimate moments that I felt the depth of our bond. We were the picture of happiness, our engagement a whispered secret shared only with the wind. We had decided to keep it to ourselves for a little while, to savor the joy of our commitment before sharing it with the world. It was our little secret, a promise of a future filled with love and happiness. Every time we looked at each other, it was as if we were sharing a private joke, a secret that only we knew. Soon, we'd announce it to the world, a world that seemed to shimmer with the same joy that filled my heart. We imagined the celebrations, the congratulations, the joy that would spread like wildfire among our friends and family. It was a moment we had dreamed of, and it was finally within our grasp. The future looked bright, and we were ready to embrace it with open arms. We were young, in love, and oblivious to the storm clouds gathering on the horizon. In our blissful ignorance, we believed that nothing could ever come between us. We were invincible, or so we thought. Little did we know that life had other plans, and the challenges we would face would test the very foundation of our relationship. But for now we were content to live in the moment, to enjoy the happiness that seemed to surround us. That night we celebrated with Mark, my best friend. He had been there for me through thick and thin, a constant presence in my life. Our friendship was one of those rare connections that seemed to defy time and distance. We had shared countless memories, and now he was here to share in our joy. The night was filled with laughter, stories, and the warmth of friendship. He raised his glass, his smile genuine, his eyes reflecting the candlelight. To Sarah and John, he toasted, "May your love story be one for the ages." His words were heartfelt, a blessing from someone who had seen us grow and evolve as a couple. It was a moment of pure joy, a celebration of love and friendship that would be etched in our memories forever. To Sarah and John, he toasted, "May your love story be one for the ages." The words hung in the air, a promise of a future filled with love and happiness. We clinked glasses, the sound a melody to my ears. It was a moment of pure joy, a celebration of love and friendship that would be etched in our memories forever. We clinked glasses, the sound a melody to my ears. It was a symphony of celebration, a chorus of joy that seemed to echo through the night. In that moment, surrounded by friends and loved ones, I felt a sense of contentment that I had never known before. It was as if the universe had conspired to bring us all together, to celebrate this beautiful moment in our lives. Mark, Sarah, and I, an unbreakable trio, our friendship forged in the fires of shared dreams and childhood adventures. We had been through so much together, and our bond had only grown stronger with time. We were more than friends, we were family. Our shared experiences had created a connection that was unbreakable, a testament to the power of true friendship. Little did I know the foundation of our bond was built on shifting sand. Life has a way of testing even the strongest of relationships, and ours was no exception. The challenges we would face would reveal the cracks in our foundation, forcing us to confront the realities of our friendship and love. But for now, we were blissfully unaware, content to live in the moment and enjoy the happiness that surrounded us. Mark and I, we were two halves of the same coin. From the moment we met in kindergarten, it was as if the universe had conspired to bring us together. We were inseparable, navigating the labyrinth of childhood, adolescence, and eventually adulthood, always side by side. Inseparable since kindergarten, we navigated life's ups and downs side by side. Our friendship was a constant in a world that was always changing. We shared everything, from our favorite toys to our deepest fears. As we grew older, our bond only strengthened. We faced the trials of high school, the excitement of college, and the challenges of starting our careers together. Shared secrets, whispered dreams, inside jokes that only we understood. Our bond ran deep, We had our own language, a series of looks and gestures that spoke volumes. We were each other's confidants, always ready to lend an ear or a shoulder to cry on. Our friendship was a sanctuary, a place where we could be our true selves without fear of judgment. He was the brother I never had, the one person I trusted implicitly. Mark was my rock, my anchor in the stormy seas of life. We celebrated each other's successes and supported each other through failures. Our bond was unbreakable, or so I thought. When Sarah came into my life, Mark embraced her with open arms. He welcomed her into our circle with genuine warmth and enthusiasm. It was important to me that the two most important people in my life got along, and Mark made sure of it. He treated her like a sister, and she quickly became a part of our little family. He saw the love in my eyes, the way she completed me, and his happiness for us was palpable. Mark was always there, cheering us on, offering advice, and sharing in our joy. His support meant the world to me, and I was grateful to have a friend who cared so deeply about my happiness. Weekends were spent at our favorite pub, sharing stories, dreams, and anxieties. Those nights were filled with laughter and camaraderie, a time to unwind and reconnect. Mark's presence was a constant source of joy, his humor and wit lighting up the room. We talked about everything, our hopes, our fears, our plans for the future. Mark, ever the charmer, always kept Sarah entertained with his witty anecdotes and infectious laughter. He had a way of making everyone feel special, of drawing people in with his charisma. Sarah adored him, and I couldn't have been happier. It felt like everything was falling into place, like we were all part of one big, happy family. He genuinely seemed happy for us, his approval a comforting seal on our relationship. His support gave me confidence, made me believe that Sarah and I were meant to be. I trusted his judgment, valued his opinion, and took comfort in his unwavering support. I had no reason to doubt his sincerity, no inkling of the betrayal that lurked beneath the surface. Looking back, there were subtle signs, moments of hesitation, fleeting glances that I dismissed as nothing. But at the time, I was blind to it all, wrapped up in the warmth of our friendship and the joy of my relationship with Sarah. Little did I know, the foundation of trust I had built was about to be shattered. The first seed of doubt was planted on a breezy summer evening. Sarah, usually bubbling with excitement after our weekly pub visits, was unusually quiet. Her laughter seemed strained, her eyes distant. When I questioned her, she brushed it off, blaming a headache. But the doubt lingered, a tiny crack in the foundation of my happiness. Then came the whispered phone calls, hurried and hushed, Sarah quickly ending them whenever I entered the room. Her excuses, a work issue, a chat with her sister, seemed flimsy, her voice laced with a nervousness I couldn't quite place. My gut churned with unease. The whispers of doubt grew louder, morphing into a chorus of suspicion that I couldn't ignore. My perfect world, once bathed in the warm glow of love and trust, was slowly turning cold. The truth slammed into me with the force of a hurricane. It was as if the very ground beneath my feet had been ripped away, leaving me to freefall into an abyss of despair and confusion. I had always prided myself on my ability to read people, to understand their motives and intentions. But in that moment, I realized how blind I had been. There I was, at our usual spot in the pub, nursing a beer while waiting for Sarah and Mark. This place held so many memories for us, a sanctuary where we shared our dreams, fears, and countless laughs. The familiar surroundings now felt alien, the once comforting ambiance now a cruel mockery of my shattered reality. They were late, but I thought nothing of it, assuming work had held them up. Then, I saw them. My heart skipped a beat, a fleeting moment of relief thinking they had finally arrived. But that relief quickly turned to confusion and dread as I noticed their unusual closeness. Across the street, partially hidden in the shadows of an alleyway, stood Sarah and Mark. The dim light cast long shadows, but there was no mistaking their identities. They were oblivious to the world around them, lost in their own universe. Their embrace was not the friendly hug of old friends, it was the intimate embrace of lovers. The way they held each other, the tenderness in their touch, spoke volumes. It was a language I had never seen them use with each other before, a language that screamed betrayal. The world tilted on its axis. My vision blurred, and for a moment I felt as if I might collapse. The weight of their betrayal was a physical force, pressing down on me, making it hard to breathe. The beer in my hand turned to ice, the laughter and chatter of the pub fading into a dull roar. It was as if the entire world had gone silent, leaving only the deafening sound of my own heartbeat echoing in my ears. My heart hammered against my ribs, a frantic drumbeat of betrayal. Each beat was a painful reminder of the trust that had been shattered, the love that had been tainted. Rage, hot and consuming, coursed through my veins. It was a primal, uncontrollable fury that threatened to consume me entirely. I wanted to storm over to them, to demand answers, to make them feel the pain they had inflicted on me. I wanted to scream, to lash out, to understand how the two people I loved most could betray me so completely. The questions swirled in my mind, each one more painful than the last. How long had this been going on? Why hadn't I seen the signs? Was everything they had ever told me a lie? But all I could do was watch in numb silence as my world crumbled around me. The realization that my closest friends had been deceiving me was a wound that cut deeper than any physical pain. I felt hollow, a shell of the person I once was, standing amidst the ruins of my trust and friendship.